Welcome views, welcome back to The Truth, where we bring to you the latest trust and reliable information. Wanted for attempted murder. Donald Trump. Before I continue, if you are new to my channel line, I encourage you to hit the subscription button and turn on the notification bell so you will always be the first to get the latest information. This became a tried homicide with the aid of using a proper wing zealot, propelled with the aid of using the rantings of a former president and his fans, like Fox News's Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, radio reactionaries like Glenn Beck, and Proud Boy lunatics. Donald Trump did now no longer for my part damage into Speaker Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco domestic at 2:30 a.m. on Friday, however you may say he became there in spirit. He truly is complicit with inside the tried homicide, simply as he bears number one duty for the January 6 riot on the Capitol constructing and the deaths and extreme accidents of numerous regulation enforcement officials looking to shield the Capitol from the proper wing mob he stimulated and cheered on. The suspect, 42-year vintage David DePape, entered the Pelosi domestic shouting, "Where's Nancy?" The equal phrases utilized by the January 6 mob while the rioters had been looking for Pelosi so they might assault and possibly even homicide her. On Friday, she wasn't domestic, she became in D.C., however her 82-year vintage husband Paul became there. The police apprehended DePape with inside the residence quickly after he had bludgeoned Paul Pelosi with a hammer, inflicting a fractured cranium and extreme accidents to his proper arm and hands, requiring surgery. Pelosi had known as 911 while he heard a person damage into the residence. DePape advised police he became awaiting Nancy. San Francisco Police Chief Bill Scott known as the assault intentional. DePape became booked on suspicion of tried homicide, attack with a lethal weapon, elder abuse, housebreaking and destroying a cellular phone to save you a person from searching for help. It's feasible that DePape became mentally ill, however his perspectives and conduct had been truly provoked with the aid of using Trump and the proper wing white supremacist motion that he has endorsed and enabled ever for the reason that his 2016 campaign. On DePape's Facebook webpage, he published proper wing conspiracy theories that Trump has unfolded and which have been featured on white supremacist and ultra-proper media. The 2020 election became stolen. COVID vaccines are lethal. George Floyd, the black Minneapolis guy murdered with the aid of using police officer Derek Chauvin, clearly died of a drug overdose. The House Select Committee to investigate the January 6 attack at the U.S. Capitol became a farce. He reposted movies with the aid of using Mipolo founder Mike Lindell, mendacity that the 2020 election became stolen. His weblog protected styles of proper wing craziness, which include hatred of Jews, blacks, and trans people, anti-vaccine conspiracies, and aid for Canaan, an absurd idea that Trump is at struggle fair with a cabal of Satan-worshipping elites who run a baby intercourse ring and manipulate the world. Over a 10-day period, in near to 20 posts, he echoed some of anti-Semitic diatribes. He known as the Holocaust of Hello hoax. He published a video that claimed that the struggle fair in Ukraine is a ploy for Jews to shop for land. In September 2020, instead of condemn the developing wave of white supremacist violence, Trump stated, "Proud Boys, stand again and stand with the aid of using." That became his manner of encouraging them. 4 months later, after his speech repeating the equal lies, loads of his cult fans illegally stormed the Capitol constructing, wherein Pelosi became presiding over a joint consultation of Congress. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, R. Georgia, a Trump clone, has stated that Pelosi became a traitor and that treason is a criminal offense punishable with the aid of using death. In that political climate, it's far no wonder that Trump's fans have attempted to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and homicide House Speaker Pelosi, amongst different liberal and Democratic politicians. Conservative or even a few mainstream media shops have attempted to fold the damage in and tried homicide at Pelosi's residence as a part of a developing crime wave in San Francisco. But this became now no longer a carjacking or domestic robbery or taking pictures rooted with inside the desperation because of poverty or as a part of the drug trade or amongst rival gangs. This became a tried homicide with the aid of using a proper wing zealot propelled with the aid of using the rantings of a former president and his fans, like Fox News's Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, radio reactionaries like Glenn Beck, and Proud Boy lunatics. Indeed, it's far no twist of fate that the range of hate crimes, which include shootings and attacks in opposition to Jews, Muslims, blacks, Latinos, and LGBTQ people, has escalated for the reason that Trump started campaigning for president in 2016. Threats and efforts to kidnap and/or kill liberal politicians is a part of the equal dynamic. According to Capitol Police, threats to participants of Congress elevated 144 between 2017 and 2022. Pelosi has been the goal of the maximum threats. DePape will in all likelihood visit jail for his lousy crime. But Donald Trump must be with inside the subsequent cell. He can be dwelling in his mansion in Florida, some distance from San Francisco, however the blood at the hammer that became meant for Nancy Pelosi and nearly killed her husband is likewise on Trump's hands. Please keep in mind to enroll in my YouTube